The first ever Bambino League World Series was held in Shelbyville, Indiana in 1984. Operating out of its international headquarters in Trenton, New Jersey, Babe Ruth Baseball maintains a tradition of baseball for young people. For players aged 12 and younger, Babe Ruth Baseball has organized the Bambino Division. The site of the first ever Bambino World Series was Shelbyville, Indiana. Located 25 miles southeast of Indianapolis, Shelbyville is a farm community growing into the future. Cherishing its ties to the past, Shelbyville is a city planning for tomorrow, all the while maintaining a quality of life second to none. In August 1984, 8 Bambino League baseball teams from all over America, each a champion of their region, arrived in Shelbyville. The teams were from Brooklyn, New York, Helena, Montana, Huntington, West Virginia, New Orleans, Louisiana, Oakland, California, Pueblo, Colorado, Revere, Massachusetts, Stanton, Virginia, and the host team representing the host city of Shelbyville. In the fall of 1983, Shelbyville was just one city of many in the country contending for the privilege of hosting the World Series. It was Shelbyville's first time to make a bid for the World Series. We spoke with John Luck, host president.
Closeness of being in Annapolis is very important because all the teams that are regional champions are flowing in. Now, I can take a bus up, pick them up, and bring them right down. Our local Holiday Inn was our headquarters. It was close to the interstate. That's where a lot of the parents stayed, all the coaches, managers. We had our headquarters right there, so that was a plus. Our facility, at the time that they came, all we had was drawings of our stadium. They showed them a drawing, how we were going to change it. So they were impressed on what they saw there on the stadium itself.
When Shelbyville received word that it had been chosen as the site of the first ever Bambino World Series, work was started on renovating the Don Johnson Ballpark in Shelbyville. By August, everything was ready. The many months of planning were over, and it was time for the World Series to become a reality. 30 princesses were chosen from Shelby County to serve as escorts for each World Series team. 3 princesses were assigned to each team, and they would participate with the team's players in all World Series events. Host families were picked to provide foster homes for the boys while in Shelbyville playing the games. "54 Shelbyville families each took in 2 or 3 players, treating them just like members of their own families, feeding the boys and providing transportation to practice and to the games.
Had so many positive remarks from teams that were here, players, families, about the foster parents opening up their home for these players and bringing them in. They really fall in love with these kids, and I think that is probably one of the strong points of the World Series and Babe Ruth baseball is the foster parent program. There's some lasting memories. They'll remember this for the rest of their lives.
Two days before the games begin, the teams come in from all over the United States, by plane and by bus. After a brief orientation, the boys were sent to their new foster homes with their host families. Lots of activities were held before the start of the World Series. A get-acquainted picnic gave everyone a chance to meet and make new friends. Lots of food and drinks, and hot Indiana sunshine made for a good time. A high point of the festivities was the Parade of Champions, the day of the opening games. And finally, after months of planning and preparation, the first Bambino League World Series begins with opening ceremonies. For 8 days the games were played. One by one the teams were eliminated in the double elimination competition. Helena yields to Revere. Huntington yields to Stanton. Shelbyville yields to Pueblo. New Orleans yields to Stanton. Stanton yields to Brooklyn. But on the final day, it's Brooklyn, New York and Oakland, California battling for championship of the 1984 World Series. Some 36 years after his death, the immortal Babe Ruth is still remembered. In living tribute to one of the greatest figures baseball has ever known, Babe Ruth Baseball provides thousands of youths each year the opportunity to play in our national pastime, thus fulfilling one of the Babe's greatest dreams. As he said, "I live with one great hope in mind, to help kids who now stand where I stood as a boy."